Welcome back to History Unveiled. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jordan. Today we're exploring a critical chapter in the history of Palestine and the Zionist movement, how Palestinians began to resist the Balfour Declaration and British colonial rule. So, Alex, what sparked this resistance among Palestinians after the Balfour Declaration?
On the first anniversary of the Balfour Declaration in 1918, Palestinians demonstrated across the region, marking the beginning of a consolidated national movement. This movement was led by a new generation of urban professionals and traditional clan leaders united in their opposition to colonialism.
Exactly. It was a significant shift. For nearly a decade, from 1920 to 1929, Palestinians engaged in petitions and negotiations with the British government, while building a democratic political structure. Their consensus was clear. They rejected the Balfour Declaration and opposed Jewish immigration and land purchases.
The Palestinian leaders demanded that Britain adhere to two key principles: democracy and self-determination. They felt these principles were being respected in neighboring countries, like Lebanon and Egypt, but were being ignored in Palestine.
Right. This sentiment was palpable, especially after the British administration made provocative moves, such as dismissing the Palestinian mayor of Jerusalem and appointing a Zionist deputy mayor. Tensions escalated quickly.
April 1920 saw significant unrest during the Nabi Musa festival, where riots broke out in Jerusalem. This marked a turning point, as Palestinians felt increasingly marginalized by British policies favoring Zionist interests.
And the violence didn't stop there. In 1921, riots erupted in Jaffa and Petah Tikva, fueled by the perception that the British administration prioritized Zionist goals over the rights of the Palestinian population.
The situation reached a boiling point again in 1929, sparked by a Zionist demonstration at the Western Wall. This confrontation wasn't just about a religious site. It reflected deep-seated frustrations over the socio-economic impacts of Zionist settlement.
Absolutely. By this time, Palestinians were feeling the economic strain of Zionist colonization, with many workers pushed out of the labor market and farmers evicted from their lands. The demographic changes were stark, with thousands displaced.
The widespread violence forced a reconsideration of British policy. The notion that Palestine was a land without people was shattered. It became clear that there were people who vehemently opposed the transformation of their homeland.
Indeed. The Royal Commission, led by Lord Shaw in 1930, recommended limiting Jewish immigration and halting land purchases by Zionists. This was a significant departure from the Balfour Declaration.
However, the Zionist lobby quickly mobilized to counter this shift. Within a month, Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald clarified that the British commitment to the Balfour Declaration remained intact, despite the recommendations of the White Paper.
This rapid reversal is intriguing. Some scholars suggest it was influenced more by economic considerations than by lobbying efforts, but there's no doubt that Chaim Weizmann and others exerted considerable pressure on the British government.
One pivotal moment came in 1931, when the English Zionist Federation hosted a meeting at the Savoy Hotel with former Prime Minister Lloyd George. This venue symbolized power and prestige.
Lloyd George's speech was a rallying cry for Zionism. He expressed gratitude for being honored by having a colony named after him, and reinforced the narrative of Palestine as a land without people. It was a masterclass in political rhetoric.
His speech not only celebrated the Balfour Declaration, but also dismissed any need for curbs on Zionist colonization, framing it as beneficial for everyone in the land.
And this unwavering commitment set a precedent for how Zionist leaders would engage with British politicians in the future. It highlighted the growing divide between Zionist aspirations and Palestinian realities.
As we conclude today's episode, it's clear that the Palestinian resistance was not just a reaction to British policies, but a foundational moment for Palestinian nationalism.
Thanks for joining us on this enlightening journey through history. Be sure to subscribe and catch our next episode, where we'll delve into the consequences of these events and their lasting impact on the region.